And then sheer, stark terror seized me. Terror that knows no understanding. Terror that knows no control. Terror that no one can understand who has not experienced it. I was shrieking underwater. I was paralyzed underwater, stiff, rigid with fear. Even the screams in my throat were frozen. Only my heart and the pounding in my head said that I was still alive. So here William describes his condition, that he sank into the pool and the journey downward seemed endless. He opened his eyes. There was water all around. It had a yellowish glow and he could not see through it. This terrorized William. He says that his feeling cannot be explained, but it can only be understood by those who have experienced a similar situation. Otherwise, no one can understand his situation. He was screaming in the water. He was unable to move due to the fear. His screams also froze. Only his heartbeat and the beating in his head indicated that he was still alive. And then in the midst of the terror came a touch of reason. I must remember to jump when I hit the bottom. At last I felt the tiles under me. My toes reached out as if to grab them. I jumped with everything I had. So that in the midst of the terror, in the midst of means in between. So in between the phase of terror, William recollected the plan. What was the plan? The same strategy, to jump upward. That he had to take a jump as he touched the bottom of the pool. As he fell the tiles of the bottom of the pool, his feet used all the strength he had and he jumped up. But the jump made no difference. The water was still around me. I looked for ropes, ladders, water wings, nothing but water. A mass of yellow water held me. Stark terror took an even deeper hold on me, like a great charge of electricity. I shook and trembled with fright. My arms wouldn't move. My legs wouldn't move. I tried to call for help, to call for mother, but nothing happened. So here he says that the effort went in vain. His made no difference. That was useless. That effort was also useless. He was still submerged in the water. He looked around for help, for any rope, any ladder or water wing with the help of which he could rescue himself. He could only see water all around him. It was as if a chunk of yellow water had grabbed him. The terror grew intense, grew deeper. It was like an electric shock that ran through the whole body. He trembled with fright, with fear. He could neither move his limbs nor call out for help. And he wanted to call for his mother. And then strangely there was light. I was coming out of the awful yellow water. At least my eyes were. My nose was almost out too. Then I started down a third time. I sucked for air and got water. The yellowish light was going out. Then all effort ceased. I relaxed. Even my legs felt limp, and a blackness swept over my brain. It wiped out fear. It wiped out terror. There was no more panic. It was quiet and peaceful. Nothing to be afraid of. This is nice, to be drowsy, to go to sleep. No need to jump. Too tired to jump. It's nice to be carried gently, to float along in space. Tender arms around me. Tender arms like mother's. Now I must go to sleep. So William says that something strange happened and he saw a light. His eyes came out of the water. His nose was almost out of it. Then he started going downwards into the pool for the third time. He tried to breathe but gulped water. instead. The light went out as he drowned again. Then he stopped making efforts. Cease means stop, ended. Then he stopped making efforts to save himself. William relaxed, his legs became lifeless, and his brain experienced a blackout. The fear ended. He didn't panic. He became quiet and experienced peace. He was not afraid of drowning anymore. He felt sleepy, was tired to jump up, felt nice to be carried in his mother's arms as he felt sleepy. I crossed to oblivion and the curtain of life fell. Oblivion means the state of being unaware or unconscious of what is happening around one. Curtain of life fell means life came to an end. So William says that he became unconscious as he drifted away towards death. The next I remember, I was lying on my stomach beside the pool vomiting. The chap that threw me in was saying, but I was only fooling. Someone said, the kid nearly died. Be all right now, let's carry him to the locker room. So when William gained unconsciousness, he was lying on his stomach beside the pool and was vomiting. He heard someone scolding the boy who had pushed him into the pool. And the voice said that William had almost died. And the boy replied that he was fooling with him. The voice asked the boy to carry William to the locker room. So see, for one child it was just a fun, and for the other one it was life and death. So sometimes some people, they become so insensitive that just for their fun they just risk other person's life. They are so insensible, inhuman. Several hours later, I walked home. I was weak and trembling. I shook and cried when I lay on my bed. I couldn't eat that night. For days, a haunting fear was in my heart. The slightest exertion upset me, making me wobbly in the knees and sick to my stomach. So wobbly means weak. After many hours, William walked home. He felt weak and shivered, and he kept on crying as he lay on the bed. He was unable to eat food. The fear kept on haunting him for many days, and the incident made him physically upset. The slightest work made him feel that his knees were unable to bear his weight. He would feel like vomiting.